I stand firmly in the fact that I'm one of the best to ever do this. For the culture, for my coast, and for my city. This is the Best Rapper in L.A.Podcast. And I'm your host, Murs. What up, though? In a 67 Cutlass, we was riding through the desert with a
I got a story, y'all. From a bit ago, I was out in AZ, chilling with my nigga Ro, leaving Tucson. We was rolling out on the way to L.A. to kick it.
All right, y'all, this is Best Rapper in L.A. 67. This song is so important to me. Common is important to me. As we get into this, I'll tell a story. This is all in good fun, humor, and with the utmost respect and reverence for his contributions to this art form and to my life personally. But I'm going to speak honestly with my opinion because it's all out of love because he's one of the greatest rappers to ever live.
A bitch nigga with an attitude named Q. Step to the calm with a few. Now what the fuck I look like dissing a whole coast? You ain't made shit dope since America's most wanted deceased from the Midwest to the East. On the dick of the East for your first release. Your lease is up at the crib house, niggas get evicted. And videos of white boys talking, you get wicked. Natural born killer, nigga, you natural born God. Read, rich, got the nerve to say you rob. Hypocrite, I'm filling out your death certificate. Slanging bean pies and St. Ives in the same sentence. Should've repented. On the 16th of October, get some beats besides George Clinton. To rock over rap careers over better off acting. What trouble I see and manage a WC and whack 10. You're backed into a four-corner hustler. Lying on your dick. Said you was fucking her. Use higher learning. Don't take my words out of text. Went from gangster to Islam to the dick to die.
I didn't think it was right to diss Q from being in movies and shit, even back then, because I felt like he was elevating the culture. And, you know, to me, he was an authentic West Coast voice. So I didn't like that he dissed Q for doing the films. But what I really took exception to was his dissing Dub C. Like, the rapper, like, to me, Dub was never a rapper. Dub was a great rapper, but he wasn't like, he was more than that to me. He was a representative, like, a more authenticity, like a walking and talking type of dude. And you know that from his beard and things he said. If you're from LA, like, he's found a classy way to me to crip without being offensive. I feel like to Bloods, but he's in a group with a Blood. And that was like I said, whatever the East Coast felt, whatever Cuban and felt the East Coast was saying or knew, because they were also living and they were outside at the time. The disrespect they were getting and feeling, I can only, like I said, I wasn't outside in 89. I wasn't going to New York. I can only imagine what he was like and what him and Easy and Dre and Ren had to deal with and Yella had to deal with on the tours and shit like that. Whatever that brought about, I'm glad, because West Side Connection was a Blood from Inglewood, Crip adjacent rapper and Ice Cube, and a Crip that were representing where they're from in subtle ways where we all knew, but it was for all of us. That was a time, bro. That was amazing. And when he said something in a circle mad, when Common said that, I was like, nah. That's what we're not gonna do right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dub didn't diss you. That's how I felt. And I learned along the way that man's problems is that man. I can't take up or speak up for anyone else. But this is a younger man. I was in my feelings. And I was conflicted. Like, I'm like, oh, I love Common. Like, I love Biggie and I love Tupac. This is a hard time. That's why what's going on in rap now, I'm sure, is like struggle for a lot of like people who just love the art and love the culture. Hard not to take a side, especially when you're young. It's none of my fucking business. You know, but I felt away. And I love this song. I think it's great, well made, but I also feel like a lot of great songs get covered. And rap doesn't do a lot of covers. And I was trying to squeeze a cover on this final album that hopefully will be out next year. But my producer is dead set against it. I've tried a lot of covers and it just didn't work. And I tried to sell him on it, but I love this that Snoop did Lottie Dottie because it kept it alive, a song that meant a lot to all of us from his era and my era and beyond. But I see now, like I have my friend's daughter hung out with us for a little while, and while I'm driving them home, they're like, "Can you play Children's Story by Slick Rick?" I'm always asking the kids what they want to hear. And she's just singing every word. And her mama is from the Bronx, where it started, and where she was born, if hip hop is a her. And it's amazing how many people come up to me when I perform Used to Love Her and be like, man, it's amazing. And I'm like, it wasn't me. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, before I perform, I always say this song was originally done by the great Common. It used to be Common Sense. And there's a reggae band in L.A. called Common Sense. And there's a bar in Redondo used to be called The Strand. And like I said, I used to read the calendar section. And every weekend, the Common Sense would be performing there. I'd be like, Mom, why is Common Sense performing? Can you please just talk to the front desk? And because it was 18 or 21 and over, and I couldn't go. And I'm like, man, Common is performing every weekend. Common Sense is performing. It was Common Sense. And I guess that fucking band sued him. What the fuck was that for? Only people, like, no one, I guess because people were probably going to The Strand expecting to see them. But he went on to do great things. But yeah, Common Sense, man, I was still a huge fan. But yeah, she's Common in commercials. So I went and said, you know, when he does the West Coast, Broadway West Coast, and that was cool. You know, because I was in the street smoking weed in Ditch School, picked up a bandana. She started doing things another way. She got a lot of money in L.A. Late 80s, Reaganomics had the West going wild. Circumstances forced her to change up. I said, I'm going to tell it the way it should have been told.
I met this girl when I was 10 years old. And what I love most is she had so much soul. She was old school when I was just a shorty. Never knew throughout my life she would be there for me on the regular. Not a church girl, she was secular. Not about the money, no studs was Mike checking her, but I respected her. She hit me in the heart. A few New York niggas had did her in the park, but she was there for me and I was there for her. Pull out a chair for her, turn on the air for her and just cool out. Cool out and listen to her, sitting on phone, wishing that I could do eventually. If it was meant to be, then it would be, cause we related physically and mentally, and she was fun then. I be geek when she come around. She was fresh, dude, when she was underground, original, pure, one-tempered her down sister. Boy, I tell you, I miss her. Yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop until the beat, y'all, and you don't stop. Yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop until the beat, y'all, and you don't stop. Yes, yes, y'all, and it don't stop. Well, now periodically I would see old girl at the clubs and at the house parties. She didn't have a body, but she started getting thick quick. Did a couple videos and became Afrocentric. Out goes the weave, in comes the braids, beads, medallions. She was on that tip about stopping the violence. About my people she was teaching me, not preaching but speaking to me. In a method that was leisurely, so easily I approached. She dug my rap, that's how we got close. We met up on the West Coast, and that was cool, cause I was in the street smoking weed and ditching school. Picked up a bandana, she started doing things another way. She got a lot of money in L.A. Late 80s, Reaganomics had the West going wild. Circumstances forced her to change up her style. She said Afrocentricity was good to have, but it wasn't representing what was popping on the abs. See, black people was still dancing like it was all good. She had to put it down for the boys in the hood, and that was good for her. She was becoming well-rounded. I thought it was dope how she was on that freestyle shit, just having fun. Not worried about anyone, and you can tell by how her titties hung. Yes, yes.
And then in the second verse, I stuck it a little bit to, now she's Common in commercials. She's Universal, because I think Universal Magnetic had just came out. He signed to MCA Universal.
And it gotta be the show shot. Yes, yes, y'all. And it don't stop until the beat, y'all. And it don't stop. Yes, yes, y'all. And it don't stop. Well, now I might have failed to mention that this chick was creative, but once the man got to her, he altered her native. Told her if she had an energetic gimmick, that she could make money. And she did it like a dummy, now she's common in commercials. She's universal, she used to only swing it with the inner city circle. Now she be in the burbs, rocking jeans that's extra skinny, and on some dumb shit when she comes to the city. Talking about popping bottles with models and all the strippers. Now she's a baller trying to see who's the richest. Tatted all up with 808s and heartbreaks. Nails is too pretty to be digging in the crates. Stressing how wealthy and rich she is. She was richer in spirit before she got into showbiz. I did her, not just to say that I did it, but I'm committed. It's just so many niggas hit it that she's just not the same, letting all these groupies do
her. They make it rain on her and try to auto-tune her. But I'ma take her back, hoping that the shit'll stop. Cause who I'm talking about, y'all, is hip-hop. I said she just not the same, letting all these groupies do her. They make it rain on her and try to auto-tune her. But I'ma take her back, hoping that the shit'll stop.
It's only so long before the hero becomes a villain when you're openly critical of people. Like now Common's in a bunch of movies. Should I make a record? You know what I mean? Like, but you're young and like still I was young and I'm sure he was young and like I'm sure they squashed it. It's none of my fucking business. But Ryan Wally told me about cover songs. They had a band called the Rolling Blackouts and they just did a cover of a whole album of an artist that they love. And they put it out. I was like, how'd you clear that? And he's like, you don't clear it when it's the fucking cover. And I'm like, holy shit. First song I wanted to cover, I'm like, yeah, I used to love her. And you could change it. Like you said, you could change it a little bit. So me and Knife did it. Knife was with it. And we're on the West Coast doing this record. A lot of boom bap people love me. I think like I'm the person to retell this and kind of delete the negative West Coast stigma. So, you know, we can have a song that's represented and current. Cause like then I start shitting on auto-tune and all that other shit at the end and making it rain on her. It needs an update. Phones update. Why not update a classic hip hop record? Little shot, you know, I can see he could take it as a shot. You know, I'm just saying, like, to me, it's for if you know the history, it's like now Common's in commercials. It's not this, you are commercials, you know, and I don't think there's anything wrong. I think it's great. I love that you're rapping for Microsoft. I'd rather you than them used to. Like, I grew up in the 80s where they would get cornballs to do shit like that. The fucking Donkey Kong rap. If you ever want to hear some horrible rap, look up the DK rap by Player 2. It is cringe as fuck.
Here we go.
Performance for you. If you know the words, you can join in too. Put your hands together if you want to clap. As we take you through this monkey rap. He's the leader of the bunch. You know him well. He's finally back.
This is how Nintendo and a lot of corporations try to get into culture. So I am okay. Never did Common become less of a rapper or a legend or a great or less of an influencer. I want to have commercials like Common if I can.
Fell into the gap, they rockin' the hood. Seen peace in the streets when I stopped in the hood. We gon' keep it alive like hip-hop in the hood. It's good when love don't stop in the hood. It's a celebration, like Dave Shampipple. Hugs to the fam, kisses under the missile. So when I flow, feel the power that rap ass. People giving me love, I'm seeing the gap ads. Gifted like Christmas, so I love to rap. We gon' give it to the world, peace, love, and gap. Give it to the world, peace, love, and gap. We gon' give it to the world, peace, love, and gap.
So when I said that, it was, I guess you could take it as a shot. It was a shot, but not really. It's just like he was taking shots at Cube for that, and he wouldn't do the same thing. It's just because, it's what, to me, like it's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to elevate. You're supposed to. will.i.am is supposed to create a great app like FYI, which if you haven't downloaded, please go download it. It's like Slack for creative people. If you use Slack in your office, there's no reason you shouldn't be communicating and creating through FYI.ai. And it's fucking an amazing tool with built-in AI, visual, and radio now.
FYI AI is the super app for creative collaboration, turbocharged by AI. Available now in the App Store and Google Play.
Back to the grill again. We make this record. It's Ninth Wonder. There's a sample in it. I want to make it a single. Shoot a video for it. Shout out to John Mazik. It's new. Like, this is cutting edge technology. People, I just talked about this on the show. If you're not listening or watching, please try to tune in to Mondays with Murs, 11 a.m. every Monday on the West Coast, but wherever you are, everywhere on Twitch, twitch.tv, the number 3, the word point, and the number 5. Please hang out with us. But I was talking about this on there. Like, I just called to say I love you. Get shit on in High Fidelity by John Cusack's character, and I guess maybe in the book.
I just called to say I love you. Do you have it?
Yeah.
Great.
We have it.
Great. Can I have it then?
No, you can't.
Why not?
Well, it's sentimental, tacky crap. That's why not. Do we look like the kind of store that sells I just called to say I love you? Go to the mall.
What's your problem?
Do you even know your daughter? There's no way she likes that song. Oh, is she in a coma?
Oh, okay, buddy. I didn't know it was pick on the middle-aged square guy day. My apologies.
Motherfuckers don't realize that the drums and the sounds, like, Stevie Wonder is a gearhead. This is cutting edge technology when he's cutting these records. some of the first #1 records with this technology, with these Casio or Yamaha keyboard sounds, which become archaic and corny to us. He made hit records with that shit and broke ground with it. And so fuck you for shitting on him, dickwad. Go play a fucking guitar in a fucking coffee shop, you piece of shit. My video, it's cutting edge. I just watched it. It looks kind of like corny, but like back then I spent a lot of money to get these After Effects, this post done. I still think it's good for what it is, but you know, one of the most expensive, but I'm paying for it out of my pocket. They gave me in advance. I could have ninth pocketed his half, and I spent this on the video because I wanted to. And I wanted to make a single. So we had to run it by some organization who ran it by some organization who, I don't know what happened, but they came back and they're like, this is not a cover because he changed more than 85%. No, sorry. They're like, we'll clear it if you clear the sample, because if you do a cover of our song, we own the publishing, and if you don't clear the sample, we're liable. Word. I cleared the sample out of pocket because we had already signed the deal, and they had already is executed. They weren't giving us any more money. They didn't believe in the song, whatever. Paid that money, shot the video. I think it's probably I don't remember, $8,000, some 10 grand. Paid it, then paid another $8,500. I think that's the number sticking in my head for the video. Shot it, which I hate doing. I don't like rapping in front of the cameras or in front of people. Another sidebar. At the end of the comments, I used to love her. It goes, yes, 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 y'all.
To the beat, y'all, and you don't stop. Yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop. Mainframe, yo, they gotta be the sure shot. Yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop. To the beat, y'all, and you don't stop. Yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop. 1, 2, comp is going to drop. I used to love her, I used to love her, I used to love her,
DJ X-Ro, who went to school with me at the Great Vinyl Junkies VJC crew. I just saw him. Our homegirl, Amazon, who's a rapper and now a visual artist. She just had a art show at a place called Soul Folks, SOLEFOLKS, Soul Folks, in our little slice of Brooklyn or Africa, which is called Lamert Park.
Now in my younger days I used to sport a rag, backpack full of cans plus a 4-4 mag, G'd up from the feet up, blued up from the sewer, I grew up, loking, smoking and drinking till we threw up, at Lamert Park, tagging hitting fools up.
She went there and did her art show today. She called me a few months ago. Like, it's community. Like, I grew up rapping with her and her daughter and my son go to the same martial arts academy. She cooks amazing food and traps out of the kitchen type shit. We order from her, walking around in the neighborhood. I saw her in Inglewood, and just good to have like old friends and community, because I don't have a lot of that. So she asked me to come rap at her art show just on the strength. Like, she didn't advertise it. I didn't advertise it, but I just plugged my phone in and rapped a little bit. And I get there, X-Ro's there, used to DJ, mixtapes, me, Double K, that era, at Hamilton High School. So I saw him. I haven't seen him in years. But we were kids. There was a mixed girl at our school who had a fucking sleepover. Her parents let her have a co-ed sleepover. And I'm thinking she's mixed, so I'm thinking definitely white parents. And sleepover with hot girls. I'm like, cool, yes. Bruh. This shit was in 60s hood, bro. And I'm taking the bus. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm thinking also, like, not for people not Overhill 60. Like, this is in the hood. I'm like, uh-oh. I thought I was getting off at Slauson and walking north. I felt a little bit better. We got off at Slauson and walked south, bro. From L.A., you know. I was trying to kiss this girl. I don't think I ended up kissing her. And the only thing I ended up risking my life for was that Jesse or X-Ro and I argued about whether Common said, yes, 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 y'all, at the end. I was like, no, it's yes, yes, y'all. And you don't stop. Calm gotta be. And at the end, it does go, yes, 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 y'all.
And you don't stop. 1, 2, comp is going to drop. I used to love her, I used to love her, I used to love her,
And he was right. And we argue like teenager men, and also too, like puffing up because there's females around. Like, bro, you ain't listened to the record. And he was a little younger, and I thought I knew shit, and I didn't know shit. So that's all I remember about that night, and that's all I risked my life for, because I didn't end up scoring And that would have been just getting to first base for my virgin ass that night. And I feel, maybe I'm not exaggerating. If you're from LA, you can let me know. But where I was, bruh, I should not have been over there. And I had to like take the bus home. I don't know if I got mad and left in the middle of the night, and that's why I was scared. But either way, day or night, I should not have had my black ass, my West LA ass off my Pico Boulevard ass over there at all. But that relates back to how much I love this song. I was arguing in a house full of girls, arguing about whether it's a yes, yes, y'all, or yes, 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 y'all. So when you listen to the end of that song, it's there. Every time I hear it, I laugh and I think about that night. And I think, so seeing him today, when I'm coming, I was on my way to the studio to do this podcast, and look at God, like I saw him, and I said, "Do you remember this night?" He didn't remember telling me that, of course, because I think he might have actually like been hanging out with a girl that was more important. But I didn't care about anything but hip hop. Hip hop could come up, and I forget about everything.
Yes, yes, y'all, if you don't stop. A confidence, y'all, if you don't stop. Yes, yes, y'all, if you don't stop. You act, yo, we gotta be the short shot.
In the video, I'm wearing to the beat. I'm wearing a Cool Herc t-shirt. I try to always give respect to the origins. But yeah, I don't like rapping in front of people. I spent a lot of the money on this little boy in this thing. I'm sure he's a grown man now. That's how old I am. Yeah, this is 2010. This album came out April 13, 2010. So yeah, he's definitely in his 20s. Great video, but I paid for it. All the After Effects. And you know, if you ever directed something, like every video I've ever directed and paid for myself, it gets to a point and then the director's like, well, if we had 750 more, we could do this, and then I could do this, and I could do that. And I'm like, fuck, okay. That's how the Walk Like a Man film went. It went from, we're going to pay for it, to, can you pay a fourth of it? Oh, well, we don't have any money. Can you pay for 2/3 of it? Oh, can you pay for an extra $5K? And yeah, that's like every director I know, because I didn't understand a producer. Now, my homeboy Spanky, who produced this one, is one of the great producers. Spank will definitely kill it on my behalf now. But yeah, back then I was like, fuck. So I ended up probably spending 10 grand now that I'm thinking about it. Only for the label to say then that they're not going to clear it at all. Fish grease does not even describe the type of hot I am. The surface of Mercury, hot. The deepest bowels of the celestial body of which we all rotate around. Hot. Okay? I feel like I should get another fucking metaphor, but thinking about it, I get so mad. Cleared the sample, shot the video, then these motherfuckers say, so now I'm not thinking back then. Now I'm thinking like, well, did Common take offense to that line, Common in commercials, and let me spend that money? But I'm like, no, he's not that involved. He's shooting fucking films at this time. He's fucking doing Just Cause or whatever it is with Queen Latifah. Like, he don't give a fuck about me. Right?
You got plans Saturday night?
What kind of car do you drive? Girl!
Happy birthday.
Scott, this is Morgan. Hey. A girl doesn't just become the wife of a franchise player by accident.
The Nets' luck couldn't get any worse.
But now I'm thinking like, could it have been? Because I'm like, yo, why would y'all do that to me? Or is there somebody within on his team that realized it and took offense on his behalf? I'm like, yo, now I'm out like 20K. Fuck you mean you're not gonna clear it? Now I'm hot. And like, I'm still at this age and this point in my life where I get hot. Like how I got off of Warner Brothers, like, yo, how I got off of fucking, like, what? This is my city. Motherfuckers want, like, what? Am I going up to the office? So I'm like, yo, who's legal? Boom. My lawyer and his lawyer are at the same firm. What a fucking coincidence. Handle it. Nope. Now, like, what is the point of having a big time lawyer if you work in the same firm? I'm not even asking you if you went to law school or in the same fraternity with his legal team. You can see his office from your office. Y'all go to fucking the elevator every day together. You can't get this done. This is Hollywood. This is how shit is done. Nope. Still at this point, I will admit to you that this is 2010. Pay Dues is the biggest it's ever been. We have a big sponsorship. I just got off the biggest tour of my life. A 6-figure paycheck for that tour, 6-figure. Like, I'm good, bro. I have no kids. I'm good. But it's the principality. Like I said, we're sensitive over here, bro. That's what Big Worm's talking about. Like, he's in pain when he tells Smokey it's the principalities because you don't want to, but you got to because you hot. What we finna do? So I changed the song enough where they have the rights to not clear. I'm like, fuck it, let's put it out. Label is like, nah, we can't do that. Because now I have a real label. If it was just me, I would have put it out. Like, come see me, bro. That's it. I wouldn't have had to get hot because I would just put it out. And whatever is, it's whatever. I wish you would. At that point. That's stupid too. But this is what, like I said, at that point, in that point of my career, man, oh man, in La Mancha, I'm stuck. So I'm at the comic book store. I'm at Golden Apple with my manager, who's another high-powered person in the music industry. He's doing my day-to-day stuff and like helping me do a lot of stuff. He's not talking to my management team, even though he's a little more OG than my management team in the industry. He's been around longer, but he's starting a new position as a manager. So he's working around, going to the comic book store with me, getting to know me, helping me with shit, helping me get ready for this rollout of this album. Also we're running, at the time, Team Taco was a label, like I was saying in the last episode, like we're supposed to be building this out to a bigger label, we think. And so I'm telling him, like, man, but yo, I'm still hot about this record. We should just put it out. Can we leak it? He said, who? Common? Hold on. Went outside, came back. We good. I said, what the fuck? Holy shit. That's why I remember where I was standing. I was like, okay. He went over by the adult comics and came back like, hey, yeah, we good. Then it got back to legal. Went back to legal team. Now we're back with the lawyers. And they're like, yeah, if you change more than something, 15% of the song, blah, 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 we have to clear it. But then they said they're taking 100% of the publishing. Like it was a cover, because that's what you have to, I've described this to y'all. There's the publishing, the people who wrote the record, the writer's credits, and then there's the master recording. So on a master recording, we will own the master recording. We can make money off of that. We can exploit this song for what we want. But publishing, if it gets played on the radio, if it's a cover, the person who wrote the song gets the publishing check. So every time the radio is playing on radio, that type of shit. If it gets synced for a film or a commercial, you get half. For the master, they get the writer's half. The writer's half always goes to the person who made the original song when you're doing a cover. To my knowledge. Don't quote me. Check me. They're saying they want all the publishing. I'm like, well, if it's a cover, yes, you can have 100%. If it's the cover, then we're not having this conversation. I could do what I want because that was my idea from the beginning. You can't say shit. That was my shit tonight. Like, yeah, we could cover it. Don't worry about it. Now we made the song, made the video. We love the song. Now Common has acquiesced for whatever reason after one conversation. Now that's why I think it wasn't as much Common as the team or somebody in between. Because when the issue was presented to Common, he was like, all right, let's go. Whatever. I think. I don't know how the conversation was said. Maybe I know what was said and I'm not saying what was said because I don't want to say what was said. But it got cleared. Now you're telling me you're taking all the publishing. Fuck. At this point, I'm like, I don't care about the money. It's just something I want to do. Year or two passed. I think it's just a year, maybe 2 years passed. I think it's a year. Yeah, a year passes. Maybe even less than that. Now, keep in mind, like I've done Rock the Bells, and my partner knows I'm a big Common fan. I haven't been able to book Common for Pay Dues because he's not an independent artist. Back then, Pay Dues was only independent artists. But at Rock the Bells, he made sure that I got a chance to meet Common. I go in, I meet Common. In the midst of, people do that to me all the time. I'm not going to remember anything, but, I'm a rapper. I'm like a rapper that covers your song. I thought this was like us meeting, and I'm like, I didn't even think he would take offense to it, but I definitely wouldn't think he took offense to it because he shook my hand like, this is Murs, my partner Murs. He does blah, blah. Great. A year later, I'm doing a series for the L.A. County Museum of Art called Through the Mic, which is, the street lights that are famous in front of the LACMA. It's like a bunch of street posts together. It's an art installation. I forget what it's called. I should know. But thanks to Jason Galton and a bunch of other people that I can't pull out of my name hat right now. But thank you. we were able to do hip hop in front of this outside for free at the L.A. County Museum of Arts, where I used to ditch school to go look at paintings. That was the kind of weird art kid I was by my fucking self, or sometimes with friends. Now they're letting me throw it, and they're letting even Freddie. The example I always get: Freddie Gibbs performed there. I said, "You guys want Freddie Gibbs to perform here? Let me let you know that he says fuck police between every song. Not like this. There's a song called Fuck the Police. In between every song, he says, say fuck police, like say ho. They said, that's fine. And when he did it, afterwards, I said, y'all still good? We loved it. He's expressing himself. Fucking A. When people talk about the 1%, you know what I'm saying? Like there's piece of shit pastors, and there's great billionaires with great hearts, I feel like. You can't, there's nothing is all anything. Maybe you're an extremist and feel like they should give away all their money, but I think there's a lot of them that do, and you don't. Like there's Warren Buffett type people that are doing philanthropic things, shit that you would never hear of. Nothing is all anything. Nothing is absolute. And I would have never thought in a million years because these are the type of people that are on the board for these things. And I'm meeting these people, and LACMA does some real cool shit. So LACMA's doing this thing where Reservoir Dogs, if you know me, like Quentin Tarantino, sans politics before I knew a lot of things, was my favorite director. Reservoir Dogs is one of my favorite films. They're doing an all-black read. And my issue with Reservoir Dogs was that the N-word was in it until I realized, and people argue with me, but when Quentin used the N-word, at least in that picture, it was hard for me. It was his first film, and I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast. One of my good friends in my English class, my 10th grade honors English or whatever, AP, whatever the fuck it was. The smart kids, the artsy kids, was like, yo, you got to check out. He knew I love cinema, and he's like, you got to check out this dude, Quentin Tarantino. And he was a woke dude. Like, we had ethnic studies, classes. Like, we're learning, like I said, we were reading people's history of the United States. Like, Howard Zinn, we're doing the work. So he knows. I'm like, why would you tell me to watch something with the N-word or with the ER, bro? Fuck you. Just watch it. Yeah. And finally, I get through it on the third time. And I had to frame it. I was like, oh, this is how if there are a bunch of criminals that were born in the 50s, they're not politically correct when there's no black people around, and maybe not even when they're around. This is how they would talk. Quentin is the only white person writing movies about how they really talk when we're not around. Like, this is it. He's not going out of his way to disparage black people any more than regular Americans that age are going out of their way. They're not going out of the way. This is what it was okay to them. He's writing honest dialogue. My opinion back then. But when they said they were getting black people, I forget the full cast, but it was Lawrence Fishburne, Anthony Mackie, Common, and Cuba Gooding Jr., and one other person, I can't remember his name right now, doing a reading, which is when they read the actual script live, doing an all-black reading of Reservoir Dogs at LACMA. I said, yeah, I got it. I was living in Arizona. I was like, I was flying up for each month, but I was like, I got to fly up for this. Fuck this. Flew up. Like I said right now, at the same time, my mother said, I did the comment video. I'm spending money like this because right there, my mother said, I have more money than sense. And I don't regret any of it. I'm grateful. He's like, yo, such and such needs a bottle of wine. One of the actors needed a bottle of wine. My homie Jason Galton, God bless him, was like, do you want to go with me? Oh, yeah. And they're wearing like the Reservoir Dogs suits. I'm like, yes. And he's like, I'll tell them about the program, blah, blah, blah. They all live here, blah, blah. I'm like, cool. Everybody, I forget the one whose name I'm not thinking of, but Anthony Mackie, super chill. Cuba Gooding Jr.'s like, yo, what's up, bro? Like start b-boying, like, you doing hip-hop shit at the museum? I got to bring my kids. Yo, blah, 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 like, blah, blah, blah. Like, this also got to know like a little bit more about the Gooding family. I think Omar lived in my complex. Like, Omar be at the Kripnik. That was the Lord. Like he's really with all the like they outside. I seen Cuba Gooding somewhere. Like, yeah, he's outside. I think Mayday has an ill Cuba Gooding Jr. story. I had one like it's sort of like maybe the black version of like what they say Bill Murray was like. Like he'll pop up. Shout out to Despot for his Bill Murray stories before Bill Murray got known for it. Like he was in the Def Jux days. Despot had Bill Murray stories. Like he's just like you could have some Cuba Gooding stories. He's approachable. That's the way to put it. And it was true to form. He was just like, yo, what? Yeah, I used to break here. I used to go to blah, blah. I used to go to Radiotron, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, you for real LA hip hop, bro. That's crazy. He goes, do you want to meet Lawrence? And no, I'm sorry. He doesn't go, you want to meet. I'm on my way to meet Common. And the guy, Larry Fishburne, Lawrence Fishburne comes over and says, excuse me, what is your name, sir? I said, holy shit. He came out of his way to talk to me. This is fucking Larry. At this point, I said, Larry Fishburne, bro. You know, and I'm like, I was on my Coming to America shit when he started saying Lawrence Fishburne. I'm like, you know, from, you know, his mama named Kelly, I'm going to call him Clay. His mama named Cash, I'm going to call him Cassius. You know, I was like, oh, Larry. He said, oh, what are you doing here at the museum? Oh, that's marvelous. What is your name, sir? I'm Lawrence. Bro, he said, I'm Lawrence. I said, nigga, I hold out, bitched out, fanned out, whatever. I was like, my name is Nicholas. It's like there was no Murs. He's introduced me to everybody. I am there as Murs. And I'm like, I'm Nicholas. Like when he says his name is Lawrence, and I've always called him Lawrence Fishburne ever since, I apologize for not respecting the name change. He walks me over to Common, bro. Common like doesn't even look, holds my hand, kind of doesn't even look at me. It's like, what's his name? Like turns to the dude, what's your name? Holding my hand type shit. Murph? Nice to Murph, nice to meet you, Murph. And I feel like he hold me. Like I felt away, but like at this point, like I'm having so much money and fun, and you know, and I just met Lawrence Fishburne. Like I'm on cloud nine. I'm like, and then also like what I'm gonna do? Like I'm gonna take off on him in the backstage and I fuck off. Like I'm always a person like I know what's on the line. That's not even, it didn't even enter my mind, but I'm now like as I recanted, I was like, yeah, I could have like nutted up or like said something, but for what? Like I had people under the stairs, 3 Melancholy Gypsies Freestyle Fellowship booked to perform at LACMA. A young Vince Staples, Winter in Prague, if anybody knows, Shine Cold Chain era Vince Staples.
Yeah, nigga. They told me they need a leader. I told them niggas my feature price. Music mean nothing to me if I ain't eating right. Mama told me better see the light before they cut them off. Fuck what's wrong and right. If it's a gun involved, then I'm drumming off, nigga. Ricky Ricardo going where only God knows. Beating the block, I'm feeding the block. They want us all broke. Women getting they heart broke. Prison is where our dads call home. So we don't see him in our home. The nigga, we from Long Beach, so Dre and Easy never been our heroes. In California, niggas that see plays is weird.
Anyway, the whole Cutthroat crew was with them. It was bigger than me, and if I go off, and I don't even think it was a thought, because I've been living in Tucson for almost a little bit. Like I had gone on tour Tech 9, and I've been on a bus full of bloods, like, but a couple years before. And as I thought about it, I should have said something, because he and I don't know if it was personal or like I said, I still can't tell any of it. Like I don't know if it was. This is my Drink Champs story. Like I'm gonna tell it now. So if I ever go on Drink Champs, I've been telling EFN no thank you for a while, because God knows it will come out. But this is one of the safe ones. I will probably give away, if it is safe. Who knows? Motherfuckers might be mad. But I feel like I'm the one that got hold. If I got hold, like he's just like, Murph, all right, Murph, nice to meet you. And then when just turned around, like Lawrence Fishburne asked me my name and like came across the room to meet me. And one of my favorite rappers just hold the shit out of me. Damn. But like, yeah, fuck that. I got to get this show off, man. Like I got bigger fish to fry. And maybe I deserved it, because like I said, that was a shot. But like I said, it wasn't a shot. But I'm definitely on Cube's side. I can probably at this point, if Hermie doesn't listen to this podcast, maybe can admit that Bitchin' You is a better song than West Side Slaughterhouse. But it is not as great as No Vaseline. I don't think that opinion aged well. Anyone who says that is ridiculous.
Goddamn, I'm glad y'all set it off. Used to be hard, now you're just wet and soft. First you was down with the AK. And now I see you on a video with Michelin, looking like straight bozos. I saw it coming, that's why I went solo and kept on stomping. While y'all motherfuckers moved straight out of Compton. Living with the whites, one big house, and not another nigga in sight. I started off with too much cargo, dropped 4 niggas, now I'm making all the dough. White man just ruling. The niggas with attitudes, who you fooling? Y'all niggas just...
I'm glad it got done. I always give credit. I never wanted to take credit for his great concept. I just wanted to make sure that And I think that I was correct. Like, there are people who never heard that song, who hear my song. And I think the only thing that would have fixed it, like, I maybe should have put a shout out on it. But people don't usually do that in covers. But yeah, that's I Used to Love Her. That's Fornever. That's Fornever. That's Fornever. That's Fornever. That's Fornever. Go listen to Resurrection, probably one of the best hip hop records ever. One day it all makes sense. Get shit on, but I felt I got redemption because Hungry is one of the best raps ever written.
Niggas know they can't fuck with this.
And it's top 5 on Spotify, so I think I've been heard and validated.
You even fuck with it, bro. I walk the night rhyming, I'm a bomber, nigga like a winter coat. Have him on death row searching for an interscope. Yet I sparkle like Irene Cara, symbolize dope like sirens through terror. Mary just had a baby, someone else decapitated. Flashbacks and past raps make me so glad I made it. Players is getting traded. I drop a gem on them whose style is jaded. My juice is grated. Shit is so banging, niggas say it's gang related on philosophers rink of thought. I've skated with precision. Cruises getting split like decisions. Karma let it ride in collision. Vision like Kaliko or Intella. I battle stars in stellar regions. My thought scheme is
like Water for Chocolate is great. The ones with H.E.R, like, he's a great artist, man. So I just want, like, started it with no offense and ending it with the utmost humility and respect. Telling funny stories to laugh at it. But I wouldn't be the rapper I am today without Common. And like I said, it's funny that the magnetic pull, like, if you look at us all as energies, like, those two in my life had to come together and clash. So I could learn, like, too, like I said, like, I'm not judging Q for doing films. I'm not judging Common for doing films. I'm not judging anyone for anything. The Common Electric Circus phase, like, I watch all of that and think, like, that could be me or that should be me one day if I play my cards right. Respecting the OGs and the elders and Common and Cube. I think they squashed it. I hope him and Dubs, whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck. It's none of my business. Dub C, Q, West Side Connection, Master Ace, like, these are all people I've met and or been in the same rooms as, and just respect greatly and I'm grateful that they ever existed and they put art out. And if you're making art, it doesn't exist until you put it out. Check out my homegirl, speaking of art, Carly Bear 7. C-A-R-L-Y. I think there's a underscore somewhere, Bear and 7. She does art. She just had an art show if you want to buy prints. She also used to rap under the name Amazon. If you're really into underground LA hip hop, you may have heard her rap before. And the Vinyl Junkies crew, VJC. Shout out to DJ X-Row. I'll try to put his socials in the thing. It's crazy, man. Like, her daughter got up and sang some Green Day and White Stripes. Like a little girl from Inglewood. Got up and did that today in Lamert Park on a guitar, 10 or 11-year-old. And then X-Row's son is 7 and 8, and he makes beats on his MPC Live with his dad. And he played a couple beats that slap. His drums are crazy. Just seeing, like, the second generation of this shit, like, we from LA in Lamert, like, it was beautiful, man. Hip hop is beautiful. I hope that you're encouraged by this podcast. I hope you're encouraged by the music I've created. I hope you're encouraged by the culture in general, because there's a lot to be not encouraged by. But yeah, man, let your kids, like the Dodgers, like, let them be a part of the school. Like, whatever local sports team you root for, it should be like that with the rappers and the graffiti artists and the B-boys and the DJs in your community. Peace, y'all. Peace, y'all. Peace, y'all. Peace, y'all. Thanks for listening to the Best Rapper in L.A. podcast. Make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing on Spotify, Apple, wherever it is. If you like the show, leave a review on Apple Music or Spotify. And to support the podcast directly, go to patreon.com/MURS316, Murs316. See y'all next week. Peace. Peace.